Hello everyone. In this video, I quickly want to show a common issue, how to resolve it. So this is a model that I appended, and this is an architecture model. So if I go to append, if I try to append MEP model, and I click open, so the problem is that MEP model is showing somewhere else. So there are multiple reasons for that. And we can select this MEP model by going over here, and we can go to item tool and we can actually try to place it. But it's so difficult to do that, and it may not be placed exactly at the right location. So it's not really a good idea to do that in Navisworks. But there are some things that you can do before you try to resolve it in Revit. One of the things you can do is you can go to architecture model, right click and click on units and transform and check what units and transform are there. So for instance, origin is this, these are the coordinates for origin. That's the angle, which is 180 degrees right now, and then the scale and other factors are these. I can go to MEP model and select the same thing and check units and transform, and you see here that it has 0 degrees here. So I can try to come here and let's change this angle, which is 180 degree, to 0 degree, because for MEP this is 0 degrees. So let's make it 0 and click OK. So now it has resolved, but still, so in most cases you will see that by changing the angle and matching it, or by matching the coordinates of origin, you should be able to reconcile these two models. But if this doesn't happen, for instance in this case, then we may have to go back to our Revit file and do it. So let's minimize this and let's open the Revit model. So here's the Revit model. And most probably when you actually created this MEP model by linking the architecture file, you may have not chosen the right coordinates. For instance, you may not have chosen origin to origin. So the one thing we can do is, there's no way we can find out or we can reconcile, because right now whatever you copied and monitor will be showing inside the model. So one way I could think about resolving is this issue is you can go back to insert and let's relink this model. So go to Revit link and let's go back to our model and relink it. So let's say this architecture model, make sure it's auto origin to origin and click open. Click yes. So you see that difference? If you had selected auto origin to origin, this model should have been somewhere here. So one of the things that we can do is we can select this model and bring it to this location. And by doing so, we can actually resolve this issue. From this point to this point. So what you're doing is you're using the newly linked model, which is correctly linked auto origin to origin, as a reference, and you're transferring this. So you may get a warning, just ignore it, just to check. So you can see that it has gone to the right location now. We can always select this old one and we can hide it. So we have the right model, and now we can go back and export it. So let's export and let's replace the old file. Say yes. Once done, let's save this and let's exit and let's open our MEP file. So when the architecture model opens, let's go to an angle where we can see this model properly. And now let's go and append the newly created MEP file. So now when you open it, it shows up here, but we have to go back and change. If I go and click on unit and transform, I can see that it's 180 degrees because I reopened it. So let's make it 0. Click OK. And once I do that, you will notice that it reconciles, it realigns. So if I come here, and if I click on the architecture model and if I hide it, you see that? That's your MEP. That's right at this spot. So if I go to the plan view here, and if I unhide that architecture model, that's your architecture model. And if I hide it, that's your MEP model. so it has aligned properly. So you can use this technique to align a model either by going to units and transform and checking coordinates and the rotation angle. If not, then go back to your Revit, relink it, and then adjust the alignment and bring it back in Navisworks. Thanks for watching.